Good afternoon. Well, here we are again. I know it's been a few sundowns and sunups since I made the last recording, but well, we had quite a bit of a cold snap. We had several days, weeks even, where it dipped down into the low 30s, even into the 20s. And if any of you know me, I don't like the winter. So I kind of hung out at the house and waited for Mother Nature to start the fires and warm up this this weather for us. So here we are. We've got hike number 8. This hike will be taking us on the Tiger Woods Trail. And there's also a Tiger Woods extension, and this is going to finish out this project. Yay! So anyways, if you've been following along with me for the past 7 hikes, this is a project I have been putting together for the Alabama State Parks Ambassador Program. So my home park is Chewacla State Park, which is located in Auburn, Alabama. And I have, in the previous videos, if you haven't seen them, have taken 1 or 2 trails from the park and have walked the trails for you, giving you a little bit of idea of what the trails are like. I throw in a little bit of the park history. But anyways, we are going to do the last hike here with the Tiger Woods, and this will close out this project. But I'm not going anywhere. I live too close to this park. I do love Chewacla Park, but I thought it was an honor to be chosen as one of the Alabama State Parks ambassadors, and I've enjoyed making these videos and submitting my photos to them for whatever they're using for their publications. So anyways, without further ado, I say we go ahead and start this off. It is a beautiful day. We're in the mid to high 60s, and I'm just really enjoying this because this has been the first warm day that I consider since we've had in several weeks. So follow along and we will check out Tiger Woods. So Tiger Woods is taking us to the northeast portion of the park. Again, this is one of the multi-use trails, and one of my apps says this is more of a up and down trail, so we shall see about that. I am getting ready to do another backpacking trip on the Pinhoti. It's going to be towards the northern end of it, so I've done some ruck hiking with the pack that I'll be taking on that trip. Added a little weight because I've got to get back in shape. So one of the trails that we've been rucking on, my brother-in-law, my son-in-law, myself, was the high gravity, because it is high, and then there's one section of it where it's pretty steep going down and then coming back up, and so we use that to get the feel of the pack and get some exercise in. So, but today it is just absolutely beautiful. The trees are still in, of course, their winter plumage, the lack thereof, and saw a few people on the trail today. It is a Thursday, so pretty much some students from Auburn that don't have any classes, or all of us retired folks. That's what you can probably find on the trails today. But yeah, great day, not a cloud in the sky. So it does appear that this trail looks like another steeply up and down trail. I do hear some water flowing. I was recently reading an article on a very good publication that was talking about people that design the hiking paths that we have on all these parks, not just in the United States, but around the world. There's actually people that it's their job when they go into places where there's going to be trails, and they are trail designers. And I found it a very interesting article. But one takeaway I got from it was that one of the things they look at when they're designing these trails is for the least impact on the land. So one of the things that they're looking at is you're looking at where there's constant travel. Years and years ago, they would basically design the trails by following trails that are already established. I think they call them game trails. So a lot of animals that traverse the land, they tend to use the same path over and over and over. And of course that does wearing away of the foliage and the ground, and lo and behold, it becomes a trail. And these trail designers, they will work on that and basically make the trails from those game trails for the most part. But another thing that they look at is how these trails can help or hinder the issue of erosion. So water always takes the path of least resistance. I see we've got a trail here that goes to the Eagle Scout Trail, but our trail continues on this way. So they design these trails to not only provide a path for hikers, and some of these trails, not traps, are also used by obviously mountain bikes, horses, and other motor vehicles. Some places they have a lot of ATVs that will take these trails, and of course because of that you have erosion. And the problem is with trails with erosion, as I learned in all my years in the electronics field, electricity takes the path of least resistance. So water is the same thing. I guess plumbers learn that quickly too. And when you've got an established trail that has no obstacles, water is going to take that way too. And one of the major erosions that we have in nature is water. As they say, water has moved mountains. So what I wanted to tell you is that for as much as possible, when you're out on the trails, wherever you are, try to follow the established trails. See, I know a lot of the trails here in this park, there's a lot of switchbacks. And people will see the switchbacks and they're like, well, you know, I'm going along this trail here, but I see another trail right down there. Maybe that's the same trail that I'm on. So instead of going all the way around, I'll just walk down here. Now, you know, that will happen. You can't stop people from doing it. You know, trails are just an established way for you to go along and, you know, be with nature. But, you know, people will do the switchbacks as they see or cut them in. I can't say that I'm not, you know, guilty of doing that in the past. But, you know, we wear seat belts now, and everybody has smoke alarms in their house, you know. So we learn. And I'm one of those too. So anyways, when you're out on the trails, try to stick to the trails. They're there for you. They're maintained for you. And I thank everyone that works within the Chewacla State Park, all of our state parks, they're national parks. I really appreciate the people that are there keeping the maintenance and the upkeep of the park, of the trails. Oh, man. Today would be the day you should be out here. It is beautiful. Still a little bit chilly for my liking. You know me, I like it. Give me the warmth. But these mid-60s aren't too bad. Oh, yeah. So I see water, so it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, let's see, can you see that down there? That may be Moore's Mill Creek. I'll find out for sure and let you know. So anyways, that was my little trail talk. So from here onward and upward. To go along with that little trail talk, just to reiterate from my what I've said in the past videos, these trails that have been built here in Chewacla, they were initially designed by the CCC, which was the Citizens Conservation Corp. They've pretty much have built trails for parks all across the United States. So I thank them from the utmost. And then of course, each state park has been taking care of itself. I was asked once, what's the difference between a landscape photographer and a nature photographer? And I said, well, I am a nature photographer when I come across nature. I'm also a birder, and you can guess what that is. I'm not out there hunting elephants. So when I'm on the trail and I see some kind of composition or some scenery that sparks my imagination or creativity, then I'm a landscape photographer. Both are really fun. You should give it a try. On the trails throughout the Chewacla Park, you'll come across these signs every now and then. So, as I said, if for any reason you had an injury or saw somebody with an injury, these would help service personnel to get to your location. If they couldn't lock into, let's say, your cell phone GPS. So, I've seen these throughout the park. This is another nice addition that the park has put in place for everyone's safety. So what I just showed you there's a lot of rocks along the path here. But I believe all the rocks that they have here are natural. In other words, they are here at the park. And I don't know if my camera picked it up or not, but there's a lot of mica in these rocks. Now, I know there's places up in North Carolina where they actually mine for mica. I believe it's used in like borax, some insulation, but yeah, there's one thing for you geologists out there, a lot of mica here. Very interesting. A little excursion off the beaten path. This is Moore's Mill Creek. And I saw a glint of orange in the creek. And I'm like, did somebody lose a jacket, a hat? And I would see about fishing it out of the water. But lo and behold, it is a pumpkin. So it's not Halloween, so I don't have to worry about the Headless Horseman or Trick or Treat or any of those other ghoulies that could be here. So I'm going to take it upon myself to not remove it because I really don't have any place to put it, and it looks like it's a couple of pounds, and I don't want to be toting a pumpkin all the way back to the trailhead to dispose of it. Since it's a gourd, as Goofy would say, it's since it's natural, I guess we'll go ahead and leave it there and let Mother Nature take hold of that. But I think I'm going to stop right here on these rocks because I'm out in the sun. It is beautiful, and I'm going to take the time and eat my lunch here, and I think I'll go ahead and get some creek photos here, minus the pumpkin. But I can see a couple of landscapes here. I've also noticed way off in the distance there, I'll get a close-up of it. but that is what they call a wood duck box. So one of the, I believe, native ducks that we have here in the Auburn, Opelika area are the wood ducks. Males are beautiful, and they breed here. We've got a couple of preserves around the area for them, and it's nice to see that Chewacla puts out those boxes for them so they can go ahead and brood in the safety of that box. So there you go. Well, after having a very fine lunch there right on Moore's Mill Creek, I did some photos there, but now we're taking a turn. We're basically at the southeastern part of the park, and it's kind of hard to see, but through the trees there, looks like they've got a beautiful house right there. So I'm not sure what the park borders are for here. So they have a park right in their backyard. So we're continuing on the trail, and this will loop us around, and this will keep us going southeast. Here's some more of your trail technicals for your mountain bikers. They've got this one closed right now because I can see the support for the platform right there. It looks like at least 3 of them are busted. So they've got that flag to be repaired. But yeah, I imagine that would be fun for someone not me. Anyways, onward and upward. Thinking about that technical back there that we just passed. So about a month or so ago, I participated in one of the little classes that they do here at Chewacla by one of the park representatives, and it was on how to do journaling. And I'm starting to get into that. Actually, instead of just videoing and blogging the adventures, but actually putting them down in a kind of a journal just to mark places that I've stopped to photograph, just like a way to keep a record of them. But anyways, one of the ladies that was in that little journaling class, she she was older than I am, and one of the things that she is really into was mountain biking. So it's not just the young that does it, but of course she was kind of like doing some healing because she had a shoulder replacement where she went boom on one of the trails, and not here, but so yeah, while she was healing, she decided that yeah, she'll take up some journaling too. And I'd have to say she was quite the artist, watching her add entries to her journal. So if you're just so interested in some of the things that the park also does, they do these little outdoor classes, like I mentioned here, journaling. Now we've come to a fork in the road. Looks like we go this way. But they do I Spider, where you come out at night and they teach you how to find spiders and scorpions and all those kind of things that come out at night. That's fun. They do hikes. They do like a winter walk. They do a river walk. They do a falls hike that I participated in not too long ago. So there's a lot of activity that Chewacla does throughout the year. And yeah, that is throughout the year. It's not like they close down in the winter. You just about got something for everybody. Did I mention it's a beautiful day out today? I might say that once or 100 times. I mean, it's beautiful. Here we go. Forbidden Zone. That sounds ominous, right? So, this is one of those little trails that come off of Tiger Woods, and I scanned, and so on the tree over here, we have expert feature ahead. Use extreme caution or use bypass trail. Obviously the bypass trail being here, the Tiger Woods that we've just were on, and it continues that way. But you can see the technicals here. So you've got about an 8-inch ramp that goes up this way, or you've got a ramp that launches you into that little berm there that takes a sharp, looks like a 60-degree turn, and then it goes off down to there where there's several more very steep ramps. As I said, they've got something here for every taste. Those who want to live and those that, well, are trying to die. I don't know. I wouldn't mind being here and watching some of these bikers do these. It's kind of like, you know, the extreme sports. But man, they've got everything here. All right, onward and upward. Here we got the Tiger Woods extension, or as this sign here says, the Tiger Woods expert feature option. So that path there is an offshoot, as I've shown you in previous videos, where you can take a more steeply inclined bike path. There may be some technicals on there, but I can't see there through the woods. But we're just going to continue on with the good old Tiger Woods trail. We will come to an intersection here, probably in about, it could be a few hundred feet, or as much as maybe a quarter of a mile to the Noramba Trail, and we will take that back up to the parking lot. All right, onward and upward. Okay, so we've come to our branch of the Norma Trail right here, and I don't know if you remember, but the last time we came across this technical feature, and I'd like to take this time to go into a little bit more detail about it. So come on with me and I'll show you what all this looks like. If you're like me, it's fear. If you're a diehard mountain biker, I'm sure this would be considered pure adrenaline. And it's nice that at this point of the juncture, they do have one of those emergency call posts. So, on this trail here, now I'm not exactly sure what this trail is called, but you can see up there, you're on your bike, 100 miles an hour, coming down, and then you hit that wooden ramp. Then you're in air. You come down on this little ramp here, coming down this way, and then you come up to where you have three choices. You have death, death, deatherer. So let me just take you up on one of these ramps. I think I'm going to take the middle one. So the bikes can go jumping over this, onto this, and then you're actually going to go down that berm. You've got some more jumps. And then it just keeps going. Back on there, onto that trail. If that's for you, Godspeed. So I'm just going to keep with hiking on my own 2 feet. That's what I enjoy. So there you go. From here, we head on back up to the parking lot. So as far as the Tiger Woods part of it, that is complete. We are on the Norma part of it, which we pretty much did the last hike. It just branches into this, so we can get ourselves back up to the parking lot. Yeah, a while back there, I saw a pair of wings just come through the trees, silent. I know that was probably an owl. Really sad that I missed that. But yeah, we're coming back up to the trailhead here. I'm kind of sad to be clearing this one out. You know, this is just about the end of hike number 8. It has been such a great day. Shadows are getting long, so I know the sun is on its way down. What a great day. Well, as I always say, I appreciate you coming along. If you have seen all the videos that I've done for this project, I appreciate you for sticking it out. Hope I didn't bore you too much. Here it is. So, with that, I hope, like I said, and you enjoyed all the videos. I hope that each one of the videos at least give you some kind of takeaway, give you a flavor of what each of the trails in the park do, what they have, and maybe you learned a thing or two about Chewacla State Park or the Alabama parks. Well, as they say in show business, that's a wrap. This completes hike number 8 of the Tiger Woods Trail. I thought we might take the extension, but you know, just that the day was getting ahead of me. I decided that we'll just complete it, come back up, you know, and go ahead and wrap this one up. So, as I always say, thank you for coming along. I have always been thoroughly impressed with several of the Alabama state parks that I've been to. The one that I used to frequent a lot before we moved to Opelika was the Muir Woods. That one is down on the off the causeway in Mobile. They have a beautiful boardwalk that goes out into the Tensal Delta or the Mobile Bay. So if you're into waterfowl, nutria, gators, raccoons, I've seen them all there. Of course, we do get our share of animals here. Thought I was going to have an owl there this time, but no luck on that. But I don't give up. So this is my home park, even though I'll be finishing up this series. I try to come out here as much as I can, whether I'm coming out here to do some birding or if I'm just walking the trails and shooting whatever comes into play. If you happen to be in the area, give it a try. But just to know that the state of Alabama has 25 state parks. You have Baldwin Springs State Park, Blue Springs State Park, Bucks Pocket State Park, Cathedral Cabins, the Chattahoochee State Park, Chewacla State Park, which is one that I'm going to be visiting here very soon. Of course, Chewacla State Park, the Chickasaw State Park, Claude D. Kelly State Park, DeSoto State Park, which is a very big one, Elk River Lodge State Park, I think it's pronounced Florida or Florala State Park. Check on that spelling for that. The Gulf State Park, another great one that's down by the coast in Mobile and Gulf Shores. Joe Wheeler State Park, Lake Gunther State Park, Lake Lorenz State Park, Lake Point State Park, Menier State Park, which is I just mentioned earlier, Monsanto State Park, Oat Mountain State Park, Paul M. Griss State Park, Rickwood Cavern State Park, Roland Cooper State Park, Tan Hill State Park, W.F. Jackson State Park, Wind Creek State Park. So I'm sure that you're going to find the trails and the amenities that they have to offer are probably the same here, or maybe even exceed it. But of course, I'm very happy with this. I've been very happy with every one of the state parks that I've visited so far, and I really think it's been a pleasure to be a ambassador for them and at least show them my state park. And the next time I'm down to the Mobile area, I'm going to try to get back out to Menier, because that one's really nice. They have got a great campground there. Like I said, the boardwalk, and then they do have some smaller trails that go around in the woods and then onto the delta, the Tensal Delta, which they've got there. So that is all I got to offer at this time around. If you happen to be in the Auburn, Opelika area, and you just happen to come to Chewacla State Park, a lot of times I come here. I just love being here, whether it's just taking a walk or doing some photography. If you see me, give me a shout and say hi.
again, enjoy everything you can get when you get out of the house, out of the office, and out into nature. So we'll leave that with just giving you one more onward and upward, and thanks for coming.